No, he's flushed. The ball is out. It was Cam Heyward who stripped it away.
Cam Heyward goes right through it, and he is having himself a whale of a game.
Right there in the middle, number 97, Cameron Heyward. We've seen him just pushing the pocket. We've seen him down the line in pursuit. You see why Mike Tomlin's so high on him.
A few months removed from that loss in Denver, what can you take away from 2015?
Hopefully it's just a building block. We understand that we didn't get the job done. We played the eventual Super Bowl champions, and you can either use it as a positive or a negative. You can say, there are things that we could have worked on to get to that next level, or you can just say it's a loss and move on from there. But hopefully it's a teaching tool. When
Peyton Manning announced his retirement, you had something cool you posted on Twitter. Can you kind of take us through what happened after that game?
After the game, he had, shook my hand, said, "I played with your dad," and, I just thought that was a class act move by him. And with him retiring, I wanted to reach out and send my regards, that he's had an amazing career. I remember when I was young looking up to him, and my parents telling me about him. And so, there are so many other things he could have been doing in that moment. But the class act he is on and off the field. Hope that other guys emulate that in that source, because we all play a game. We're all competitors, but in this game, we're all brothers.
Last season as a whole, how would you rate it for you personally?
Personally, I have a hard.
You led the team in sacks.
But I don't really grade myself personally. I rather do it as a group or a team setting, because you can have all the individual stats, but if you don't accomplish those goals as a team, then those become secondary. Sacks are good, tackles for loss, but I think for me personally, I still have room to improve, be more consistent, become a better student of the game, and hopefully that translates as a group where we are the #1 defense. I think we need to take some more steps in the run game, stopping it, and then in the passing game, getting off on third downs.
What was the biggest difference you saw with Keith Butler as the defensive coordinator?
I don't think there was that many differences. I think we blitzed a little bit more on third downs. We were a little bit more exotic than we had been in the past years. But I think game plan to game plan, we adjusted. We didn't just stay in one front or in one different coverage, because in the National Football League, there's so many different offenses. I think now we're able to adjust and adapt and be versatile in our ways.
What about you and Stephon Tuitt just as a tandem? Not just, you don't want to talk about yourself, but the
Right.
two of you were really a dominant force, played a lot of snaps, and you were able to perhaps help him grow.
Yeah, I think he took a big step from his rookie year. I think going in, he wanted to improve, and he did. And, I extend the same challenge to him again. I think he's got a big upside. He's got so much room to improve, and he's only going to continue to get better. Stephon puts in a lot of work, and if he continues to do it, he's going to be one of the top ends in the league.
Sad to see your locker mate Steve McClendon leave.
Yeah, I almost want to reserve the locker next to me so nobody else takes it. I'm going to talk to him and say, when you get done with your contract, you come back here. But he's been one of the first guys I got to interact with when I got here. A heck of a player, a better person, and we're going to truly miss him. Right now we only have a couple of guys who have experience, so it's going to be a different D-line, a different team, and I wish him nothing but the best.
What do you expect from Big Dan McCullers, somebody who at this point is, someone who could potentially step up?
Well, I think when you looked at Steve's situation, trying to replace Casey Hampton, which that's never going to happen.
Right.
And Dan needs to understand that as well. I think when you look at it, Steve was Steve, Casey was Casey, and Dan has to be Dan. Be more consistent, be a better all-around player, and establish what he's good at. And we're all going to be pushing for Dan, because he's going to be a vital part of our defense this year.
More of my exclusive interview with defensive end Cam Heyward is coming up on Wednesday right here on Steelers.com.